Hi friends, welcome to a video on the ninth lord. We know that the ninth house is the most auspicious house in your birth chart. Alright, it's part of the Dharma trine. It is the house of fortune, house of luck, the house of your father, even your past life and roots. It also is connected to the good deeds of your past life. Though the good deeds of your past life are seen from the fifth house, but definitely the ninth house is connected to your past life, and that is why whatever good you have done in the past life, so that will decide what fortune you are going to have in this lifetime. So it is also the house of your fortune, luck, even destiny. It is a house of higher education, higher knowledge. It is also the house of foreign travel. Okay, so ninth house is the house of growth, expansion, exploration, prosperity also. It is a house of religion, house of God, religious worship also. So what will happen when the ninth lord is in a certain house in your birth chart? Alright, so we'll talk about that. So let us start. So when the ninth lord will be in the first house, what results you can expect? So the first house is the house of the self. It is the house which shows your entire life, okay, your self-expression, also your priorities in life, your way of thinking. It's your body, mind, soul, your health, everything is your first house. Your lagna is your entire life. Now when the ninth lord will be there, the lord of fortune in the first house, it shows that you can be very fortunate in life. Okay, you can be lucky in life. If ninth lord is associated with benefics, then you will be very fortunate in life. If associated with malefics, then definitely the results may not be very desirable, or the benefic influence of the ninth lord on the first house, that benefic impact will get diminished if the ninth lord is associated with malefics. Okay, but otherwise the ninth lord in the first house has the power to give you a very good fortune, has the power to make you lucky and fortunate in this lifetime. You will give a lot of importance to higher education, to higher knowledge. It is through your higher education that your fortune will rise. Okay, so your life will revolve around acquiring knowledge and higher education. So yes, you can also be very religious. It's possible. All right, you may undertake foreign travel. You may like traveling to foreign land. If you travel to foreign land also, you can get fortunate, and it is possible your fortune can rise. Now mainly it is through your higher education, through your knowledge. Now here the ninth lord has moved 5 places away from its original house. So this is a very good placement actually. When it moves 5 places away, that means it can give you prosperity. So that means you can become very fortunate, very prosperous in life because of your higher education, because of your knowledge, because of your relationship with your father. You can also become prosperous in life. Your father will play a very important role in your life. You can also be very loving and dutiful towards your father. All right. Now this is also part of the Dharma trine, the trine of inherent nature, personality, the trine of positive change. All right, so when you have the ninth lord in the first house, you can bring about a positive change in your life and also in the lives of those around you through your knowledge. Actually, it is your knowledge, the power of knowledge, which will enable you to transform your life for the better, to bring about a positive change in your life. Okay, because this Dharma trine is connected to fire signs. Fire signs are connected to change, to knowledge as well as change. Okay, creativity also. So your knowledge also can make you very creative. Okay, that is also possible. Through your higher knowledge, you can become a more creative person, and you can really become fortunate and prosperous in life. So it is generally considered to be a good placement. If not well placed, do the remedies for the ninth lord and even Jupiter. Okay, so because Jupiter is the natural ninth lord. All right, so now what will happen? Let's move on to the ninth lord in the second house. The ninth lord in the second house is a good placement, yes, but there is a certain condition that you need to fulfill. Now the ninth lord is moved 6 places away from its own house, so that means you have to work hard. If you really want to see a rise in your fortune, if you really want to earn wealth in life, you have to make efforts on a day-to-day basis. You have to work very hard, because also remember that the second house is part of the earth trine, the trine of materialistic pursuits. This is a trine which is connected to being practical, hardworking, okay, goal-oriented, methodical, disciplined. So if you are goal-oriented, if you are practical, if you're methodical, if you're detail-oriented, if you're if you believe in your goals, if you're target-oriented, and if you really work hard on a day-to-day basis, then definitely you will end up earning wealth in life. Okay, so you will be able to get fortunate provided you work hard. So that will happen when the ninth lord is in the second house. So if you really work hard, especially towards in the field of your profession, you will be able to, then you will be fortunate enough also to gain wealth. But if you have to 6 places away from its original house, so you have to be willing to make those efforts and work hard, and then you will see fortune will rise. The wheel of fortune will turn in your favor, and you will start earning wealth and accumulating wealth. You can be very lucky also in matters of attaining wealth. So this will happen. All right, so yeah, and if the ninth lord is more or less well placed in the second house, you will be dutiful towards your family. You'll have a sense of duty towards your family. Whatever you speak, your speech will be guided by your knowledge. It will be based on your knowledge. Okay, and also you can have when the ninth lord is well placed in the second house, then you will believe in your values, your moral principles also. Okay, and also when the ninth lord is in the second house, you can also be very disciplined regarding your food. It's possible if it is well placed. Okay, now ninth lord in the second house. Now we cannot forget that the ninth lord, original ninth lord, is Jupiter. So Jupiter is a planet of wisdom, proper sense of judgment. Okay, Jupiter is the planet of knowledge. So we have to remember that the ninth lord, whichever be the planet in your house, it will carry that energy, the Jupiterian energy. It will carry with itself. It can bless you. It can change your fortune for the better. All right, now ninth lord in the second house. So yeah, you have to really work. You have to use your knowledge in your day-to-day work, in your job. You have to just use your knowledge, and you will be able to see rise in income, prosperity. You'll be able to accumulate wealth, resources. Okay, yeah. Now let's move on to what will happen when the ninth lord will be in the third house. Third house. Now the ninth lord has moved 7 houses away from its own placement. When a house is 7th house away from you, then definitely it is the house of opposition. Okay, challenges. So now ninth lord has moved 7 houses away from its original placement. It has moved to the 3rd house. That means it could be a little challenging for you to get fortunate in life, but you can get fortunate if you believe in your efforts, hard work, willpower. Then you can get fortunate in life. But yeah, challenges will be there before you. So you have to now believe in yourself. Do not think that you will get prosperous by a stroke of luck and things will happen out of nowhere. No. In your case, it is your efforts that will make you fortunate. Your self-efforts, your willpower, your courage, your determination, your ability to work hard, your ability to use your skills and talents, your ability to focus on your goals and desires, that will enable you to rise in life. So you have to make efforts now. But if you make efforts, you will rise in life, because 9th Lord has come to the house of Parakram. Okay, that is your own efforts, your hard work, your willpower and all that, courage. So yeah, and this is the house of, originally it's a house of Mercury, so you have to use your intelligence, your skills, your ability to learn, okay, your ability to adapt, then acquire skills. Again, significator of the 3rd house originally is also Mars in the chart of the cosmic man. So you must have that desire, that passion to really work hard, to really chase your goals in life. Then you will be able to fulfill your goals, you'll be able to reach your goals, fulfill your desires. 3rd house is also part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. So you have a lot of desire to rise in life. Yes. So your desires will be granted only if you work hard, only if you make efforts. This is an Upachaya house, also 3rd house. So go on making efforts over time. Your efforts will be rewarded. Alright? So this is the placement of 9th Lord in the 3rd house. Your younger siblings, they can also be knowledgeable if well placed. You could be very dutiful towards your younger siblings also. Yes, your younger siblings may undertake foreign travel, that's possible. Then yeah, your fortune can rise also because of your younger siblings, that is also possible. So you need to maintain good relationship and be dutiful towards them. Alright, so you can become prosperous because of your networking skills. If you're into any sort of commission business, if you're a commission agent, you can do very well. Even in the field of sports, you can do very well. If you're in any sort of if you're an artist, even if you're an actor, singer, dancer, any sort of skills, you can do very well as a writer, because 3rd house is the house of communication skills. As a writer, as a journalist, as a reporter, as a painter, in the media industry. So all these fields will enable you to become prosperous in life. Basically, if you use your skills properly, first acquire those skills. Okay, you must have that ability to learn, imitate, acquire those skills. Yes, so once you acquire those skills, then use them, apply those skills in your profession and make efforts. You have to know which way I have to go, along which direction I have to make efforts. You have to know that. Once you figure that out, you will, and go on making efforts over time, you will see that you will get fortunate over time. Alright, now let's move on to the 9th Lord in the 4th house. When the 9th Lord goes to this house, it will move 8 places away from its original house. 8 places away. That means you may undertake foreign travel because of your higher education. That is possible. Okay, you may go away from your homeland for higher education, also it is possible. Then if you do that, it will be good for you actually, because though fourth house is the house of your homeland, but you have to remember that the original fourth house has a moon. The lord of the fourth house is moon, and there is a Cancer sign. Cancer is a water sign. So water sign, and it is also part of the moksha trine. It is the trine of all water signs. Okay, so because you have in the moksha trine, you have Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, all water signs. Water signs are always connected to travel in Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish. We believe that they are always connected to travel. So when you travel, because of your higher education, it can be good for you. All right? Or even if you're studying in your homeland, if your higher studies is connected to any field which is creative, artistic, it will be good for you. Okay? Because the fourth house is part of the trine, not just of moksha, but because it is the trine of water signs, it is also connected to creativity, to artistic abilities, even intuition. So if your higher studies is connected to any field of intuition, you will do very well. You can do very well as a psychologist. You can go into the occult field of knowledge, any occult field of study. That will be very good. All right. So yeah, wherein you have to use your sense of intuition. So that's very good. Okay. So definitely you can also go into any kind of research. That is also very good. If you're undertaking research for higher studies, it's going to be very good for you. Now this is ninth lord is part of the moksha trine. So you have to also have compassion. Okay, a sense of dutifulness. So you should be dutiful towards your family, towards your mother. Okay, so that will make you fortunate in life. Then your mother also can be very religious. Your mother can be your guide. All right, so you may become prosperous because of your mother. Or fourth house is also the house of your homeland and even the people of your homeland. So you may also be very popular among the people of your homeland. So yeah, and if the 10th house also is connected to certain planets like Sun, Rahu, and you have the 9th lord in the 4th house, and you can also do very well in the field of politics. Okay, because the masses, the people of your land, they can also, you'll have a very good connection with them. So you can do well if you move into politics also, especially when you have 9th lord in the 4th house. So but then you have to be in your homeland, okay, for that. Now 9th lord in the 4th house, you can get very lucky in matters of real estate. Okay, your fortune can rise because of your assets. You can have your own assets, your own property, land. In those matters you can get very lucky, and you can all your assets which you will accumulate over time, they can make you fortunate in life. Okay, so real estate business or industry could be lucky for you. You could also get into Vastu studies. That's very good for you. When you have 9th lord in the 4th house, you can learn Vastu and you can be a Vastu consultant. Very good placement. So 9th lord in the 4th house. So you will be fortunate enough to, because the lord of the Trikona has come to the Kendra. So this is actually a sort of Raj Yoga. But this Raj Yoga will be fulfilled when your ascendant lord is well placed. Okay, ascendant lord or moon has to be more or less well placed. Then you will have that ability to experience the good results of the Raj Yoga. Okay, if not so well placed, do the remedies for your ascendant lord or moon. All right. Then yeah, all these things we can say when the 9th lord is in the 4th house. Let's move on to the 9th lord in the 5th house. This is a very good placement. The 9th lord has moved 9 places away from its original house. So then this is a very auspicious placement. 5th house is the house of knowledge, name, fame. So you'll be fortunate enough to gain name and fame in this lifetime because of your knowledge. Your knowledge, or even your higher knowledge, will enable you to become famous, prosperous in this lifetime. It is generally a good placement if associated with benefics or if more or less well placed. If associated with malefics, then the results could be undesirable. And you need to do the remedies of the 9th Lord and even Jupiter, which is the natural 9th Lord. You could have a very good relationship with your child. You could be very responsible, dutiful towards your child. Your child also could be very knowledgeable and dutiful. Then you could be, after the birth of your child, you could get fortunate in life. It's possible. Because of falling in love with somebody, you may get fortunate. Like somebody, you may fall in love with someone, and that beloved, that person can bring good luck into your life. That is also possible when you have the 9th Lord in the 5th house. Now, you can get into mantra sadhana. You can do also, you can get fortunate through speculation, any business which is connected to speculation. So if the 5th Lord is also well placed, you can get into stocks, shares, into any sort of business connected to speculation. Kindly don't get into gambling, okay? Then and only those who have that inclination, I'm talking about them, okay? No, don't mind. Then 9th Lord in the 5th house. 5th house is also the house of intuition and knowledge. Okay, so definitely you can study anything. You can study philosophy, you can study religion, you can acquire higher knowledge if you want to explore the religious texts, if you want to as religious scriptures, philosophical texts. You can even use your intuition, because 5th house is also the house of intuition. All right, so it is part of the dharma trine, and in the chart of the cosmic man, we have fire signs in the dharma trine. Fire signs are connected with creativity, creativity, with knowledge, all right, and also intuition. That is why 5th house is the house of intuition. So definitely higher studies in any field which is connected to intuition, to the use of intuition. So you could also go into psychology, even occult fields. Yes, when you have the 9th Lord in the 5th house, it's a very good placement actually, if more or less the 9th Lord is well placed. So 5th house is the house of the good deeds of your past life, and 9th house is your fortune. So 9th Lord, the Lord of fortune, is coming to that house which is connected to the good deeds of your past life. So that means you can be very fortunate in this lifetime. All right, so very, very fortunate, and whatever you did in your past life, all those good karmas, you will get the results of all of them in this lifetime, and they can make you very prosperous, very famous in this lifetime as well. Now let's move on to what will happen when the 9th Lord is in the 6th house. So here the 9th Lord is how many houses away? So 10 houses away from its own placement. 10 houses away, again, you have to work hard in order to rise in life, all right? And we all know that the 6th house is considered to be a dusthana, or a so-called malefic house. So when the Lord of Fortune will come into this house, you may encounter obstacles in rise in fortune, obstacles in your fortune. So you may feel that, I'm not lucky, I'm not born lucky, or there are so many obstacles that I have to overcome. You may feel that way. But you have to understand that, whatever we are facing in this lifetime, so most of it is definitely whatever you are facing right now, it is the result of your own karmas in this lifetime. Definitely it is also the result of your karmas in your past lifetime. Okay, so we don't have any memory of what we did in the past life, so it becomes inexplicable to us. We don't understand, we don't get that I'm making so much of efforts, I'm putting in so much of hard work, but I'm not getting results, and people tend to get frustrated. But then you have to realize that it could be something connected to your past life, to the karmas of your past life. Okay, so maybe that is why in this life you have to struggle a little more. Maybe you have to overcome challenges. Okay, so there could be more challenges, along your way or compared to others. So first of all, don't compare yourself to others. Stop comparisons. This is something which I am telling you, it is very detrimental to your own growth. When people tend to compare with others, don't. You always focus on your own journey, okay? Because you don't know from where you have come. You don't know what karmas, okay, you are carrying with yourself from your past life. You don't know. So if you are facing challenges, take them in your stride. Just take them in your stride and work hard. That's it. Hard work, focus, being dedicated, okay, being goal oriented, methodical, systematic in work on a day-to-day basis. That is the key to fortune. That is the key to rise in fortune. When you have 6th Lord, when you have 9th Lord in the 6th house, it is your hard work which is going to make you fortunate eventually. And remember, 6th house is an upachaya bhava. You go on making efforts on a day-to-day basis, you will rise in life. Nobody can stop you. Alright? Do not enter into conflicts or disputes. Try to remain away from conflicts or disputes as much as you can. Because, these things can create obstacles further for you. So try to stay away from conflicts or disputes. Especially, do not enter into conflicts with your father. Because remember, no matter how your father is or how our father is, we do not have any right to judge them. Because father is, symbolic or is representative of sun. Sun in your birth chart, the planet sun, is signified, or the planet sun signifies your father. Okay, so don't question. You may have difference of opinion with your father. You may get into conflicts with your father, but don't judge your father. Don't do that. Okay, you've seen the light of the world because of father. So that is what you have to understand. Okay, so just you have to avoid all sorts of conflicts and disputes. That is something which you have to remember. Instead, if you have argumentative ability, if you have the ability to, use your logical reasoning powers, then use it to acquire higher knowledge in the field of law. That is a very good thing for 9th Lord in the 6th house. You can do higher studies in the field of law. You can do higher studies in the field of medicine, healthcare. Yes. So, yes, you could also, this is the house of, 6th house is also connected to Mars, even Saturn, and also definitely Mercury. You could also get into sports. You could be fortunate because of that. All right. Now, yeah. And also, friends, what I was trying to tell you is that you may get into law, okay? and all these fields, medicine, these fields will be very good. Healthcare, very good for you. Also, 6th house is the house of service, social service. So first of all, this is 6th house is part of the earth trine, the trine of materialistic pursuits. So always say to yourself, no matter what challenges come my way, I will face them no matter what, without complaining. I will take all of them in my stride. Okay? So 9th lord in the 6th house, you need to maintain your routine life in a proper way. A good routine life is very important. Yes, your fortune will rise if you are maintaining a healthy routine life, if you are acquiring knowledge every day, if you're acquiring knowledge and upgrading your knowledge every day, if you're connecting with some divine energy on a day-to-day basis through some sadhana, meditation, if you're doing that, okay, then you will grow. That is enabling you to grow. If you're engaged in some worship on a day-to-day basis, worship, mantra chanting on a day-to-day basis, so that will make you eventually prosperous, actually. All right? And you will have the power to defeat your enemies, to defeat diseases, to face all obstacles, challenges, and come out victorious. I'm telling you. If you have 9th lord in the 6th house, you have to focus on your efforts. This is part of the earth trine, the trine of materialistic pursuits. So you have to be grounded, practical, goal-oriented, hard-working. Okay? Then you will be able to overcome the obstacles and you will see rise in your fortune. Okay? Never live in any world of illusion. You have to wake up to reality. You have to work hard. Remember that this is your duty in this lifetime. Your duty is to work hard. Your duty is to do justice to your job, to your daily routine. And only then you will rise in life, your fortune will rise, and then later on you can get into social service. You can serve the poor, the downtrodden, the needy, and that will make your fortune rise even further in future. First, you have to focus on accumulation of your own resources through your hard work, and then you can get into charity and service. All right, when you have this placement. Okay, don't be afraid of challenges. Life would be very boring, I tell you, without challenges. Okay, yeah. Now let's move on to 9th lord in the 7th house. When the 9th lord is in the 7th house, then the 7th house is 11 places away from the 9th house. So the 9th lord has come 11 houses away from its own house. So that means you can really gain from 7th house matters. You can gain from your life partner, that is after marriage. You can become prosperous in life. Your life partner may bring good fortune, and your life partner may bring good luck to you. All right, but you have to be dutiful towards your life partner. You really have to be loving, caring, responsible, and dutiful towards them. Okay, if associated with malefics, and if you cheat on your life partner, if the 9th lord is associated with malefics in the 7th house, and you end up cheating on them, you end up refraining from your duty towards them, then you will not be able to gain prosperity after marriage. You have to be dutiful towards them. Very important. All right. Now, so yeah, but then if the 9th lord is in your 7th house, and if 9th lord is with Rahu, if your life partner is from a foreign land, foreign culture, then the situation can be different. Okay, so no matter which planets are associated with the 9th lord, if you're using their energy in a positive way in your life, or if their energy is being used in a positive way, then it's going to be good for you. Now, 9th lord in the 7th house, this is also the house of independent business, or partnership business. You can benefit from business. You can grow as a result of your business in life. Okay? You can get fortunate in life because of your involvement in your business. Okay? But remember, this is also the trine of desires, because this is 7th house is part of the Kama Trikona. Okay? So you will get fortunate in life if you have that desire to chase your targets and goals in life. You must have that desire. And how should you chase your targets? Use your intelligence and thinking ability to chase your targets, because the Kama trine is made up of all air signs, 3, 7, 11. Okay? So air signs, even Libra is an air sign, which is in the original 7th house of the cosmic man. So use your sense of intelligence, use your ability to, balance things out, your balancing capacity, your ability to strike a balance, your ability to use your intelligence. Use all of that in dealing with your business partner, in doing your independent business. And also, you should know how to strike, you should have that balancing capacity also when it comes to your marital life, because marriage is all about balance and compromise. So then you will get fortunate because of your marital relationship or marital alliance. Okay? Then if you have 9th Lord in the 7th house, you can also undertake travel to foreign land. It's possible. You can undertake travel to foreign land. Yeah, and that can also make you prosperous. Now let's move on to 9th Lord in the 8th house. So when 9th Lord is in the 8th house, it has moved 12 places. Okay? It has moved 12. It is 12th from its own house, so 12 places away from its own house. It's generally not considered to be a good placement, because when it is 12th from its own house, then 12th placement is connected to loss. Okay? So maybe you acquired higher education in a certain field, but you could not use that knowledge in your profession. That's possible when you have the 9th Lord in the 8th house. Okay? This can happen. Or you may encounter ups and downs in your fortune. That is possible. It is not all that bad, so please hold on. I am coming to the good points very soon. First, let me talk about the negative things which you may experience. Okay? So when you have the 9th Lord in the 8th house, obstacles in attaining rise in fortune possible. Again, conflicts, problems with your father. You may be distanced from your father, physically distanced from your father. Okay? So yeah. Then 9th Lord in the 8th house. Yes, 8th house is the house of joint assets with your spouse. So you can get fortunate in matters of joint assets with your spouse. It is possible. Okay? Then 9th Lord in the 8th house. You should be dutiful towards your in-laws. Okay? Yeah. And 9th Lord in the 8th house. What else? Ups and downs even in the life of your father. Ups and downs in your father's health. Possible. Okay? So that you may need to take care of your father also. If you're in such a position, then definitely, ideally, that is what you should do. You may be in a state of conflict with your father, but as long as your father is there, you need to actually take care of them. Okay? Now, this is actually the 8th house is part of the moksha trine, the trine of intuition also. You have to remember. because 8th house is again water sign. Scorpio is a water sign, and Scorpio energy is connected to not just intuition, it is also connected to research, investigation. So you will do very well in any field of study which is connected to the use of intuition, which is connected to research. So you will do very well if you move into the field of occult knowledge. You will do very well if you move into meditation, yoga, any sort of astral travel under the guidance of some guru. Okay? Yes. Then when you are in quest of your own self and you look inwards, you try to connect with your inner self through meditation, that is a very good placement for that. 9th house, 9th lord in the 8th house. Now you can do very well if you want to attain or do higher studies in the field of law, because the field of law is also connected to investigation, research. You can do very well, you can become prosperous if you are in the field of surgery, if you are connected to chartered accountancy and audit, if you are connected to any field which is related to research, investigation, you will do very well. If you are in the field of technology and research, you will do very well. Engineering, research, you will do very well. Okay? So because 8th house is the house of in-depth research, study. Okay? And when you have intuitive power, or when you have the knowledge of any hidden field, okay, a confidential knowledge which is also connected to the profession of chartered accountancy, or when you are investigating any case, if you are in the field of law. So when you are using your knowledge to help others, you will do very well when you have 9th lord in the 8th house. It means you have to dive deep, go to the depth of things, acquire knowledge through your research. It could be any field, occult fields, law, medicine, any field. Go to the depth, acquire knowledge, and use that knowledge. If you use it to help others, because when you have acquired that knowledge, no, people will approach you for help, for guidance. You help them, guide them as an astrologer, as an occultist, as a chartered accountant, as a, you could be into engineering, you could be a lawyer. You provide them with guidance, and that will make you fortunate. So these professions are very good for you when you have the 9th lord in the 8th house. You could be a very successful psychologist. 8th house is also connected to psychology. Any sort of psychologist. You can be clinical psychologist, educational psychologist, so psychologist or psychological counselor. Okay? You can be a very good healer when you have 9th lord in the 8th house. Yeah. Alright. So basically this is also the trine of compassion. It is through compassion, charity, that you will actually attain self-realization. Moksha trine is all about that. So you have to be willing to help others, to guide others. But for that, first you have to acquire knowledge. Okay? So that you can help others out. And that will enable you to become fortunate in life. Alright? Now let's move on to the 9th lord in the 9th house. This is a very powerful, the most powerful placement in fact. Because the lord of the house is in its own house. This is more powerful. In the chart, this planetary position is more powerful than the position of even an exalted planet. So this is very auspicious. So you can be very fortunate. The lord of fortune is in the house of fortune, so you can be very fortunate. Your name and fame can spread far and wide. You can acquire knowledge, higher knowledge. Through your knowledge you can become very fortunate. You can undertake foreign travel. Okay, if you undertake foreign travels, that can make you fortunate. Suppose you undertake foreign travel for higher education or for work, that can make you very fortunate. Okay, you can also be very dutiful towards your father. Your father also can be very knowledgeable. All right, then you need to take care of your father. Be dutiful towards him. Your father can be your guide as well. Okay, because of your father you can become even more fortunate in life. That's possible. So always, maintain a cordial relationship and do your duty towards your father, even if the 9th lord is somehow afflicted in the 9th house. Then also you have to do your duty towards your father. That is the remedy if the 9th lord is getting afflicted in the 9th house. If more or less well placed, then it will be very good for you. It's very auspicious. It will make you very, very lucky, fortunate, prosperous in life. You will definitely have a great desire to bring about a positive change in your life because of by attaining higher knowledge. You could be very religious. You could move into any sort of religious practice. You will believe in your own moral principles. You will never compromise on your moral values. Okay, so yeah. Now the 9th lord in the 9th house, if it is more or less well placed, it has the ability to make you very, very successful, even wealthy, rich and prosperous in life. Okay, and you may also feel that the real wealth is not material. The real wealth is connected to knowledge when you have this sort of a placement, because 9th house is part of the dharma trine. So you will not give much importance generally. You will not run so much after material possessions. You will give more importance to acquisition of knowledge. You will give more importance to following a path of morality. And that you will believe is the real wealth that I have to acquire or attain in this lifetime. Okay, so when you are moving after knowledge, then by default other things will run after you actually. So you should focus on knowledge. You should not focus on wealth. Okay, that is something which will come to you by default when you focus on knowledge, on your duty. 9th house is the house of dharma, duty, your knowledge, your responsibility. Okay, so you have to focus only on that and your fortune will rise. If it is more or less well placed, then you are destined to be fortunate in this lifetime. Okay, you just have to believe in your knowledge and duty. That's it. Now let's move on to, you may, as I think I told you, you can undertake foreign travel, which can make you fortunate. Yeah, you can be very religious. All right, now let's move on to 9th lord in the 10th house. Now here the 9th lord has moved to the, just moved to the 2nd house from it. Okay, it has moved to the 2nd house from it, the 10th house. So what does it show? Again, 10th house is part of the earth trine. It shows that if you are practical, grounded, if you focus on your knowledge, if you apply your knowledge in your profession, okay, if you are dutiful towards your profession, if you are a dutiful employee, and if you have a sense of duty towards your profession, duty and dedication towards your profession, and if you believe in upgrading your knowledge, then you will rise in your profession. Your profession will make you very fortunate, and you will end up gaining wealth in life. This is what this placement shows. Gaining wealth may not be your target actually, because 10th house is the house of karma, and the 9th lord is coming to your 10th house. 9th Lord is the Lord of Dharma. It's coming to the house of karma. So you will believe that my karma in this lifetime is to acquire knowledge. That is my karma. And wealth, automatically you see it is in second from the 9th house. So wealth will come to you by default. You'll be fortunate enough to gain wealth. Okay? Though you will never focus on that. You will never think that, oh, I have to do this work because I have to gain money. No. If 9th Lord is well placed in the 10th house, then you will believe that the karma of my life or the goal of my life is to attain knowledge. Means in my work life, what I have to do, I just have to gain knowledge. That is my work. I have to stick to the path of morality. Whatever actions I'm engaged in, whatever karmas I'm engaged in, all my actions will be guided by my moral principles. I will not violate my moral principles when it comes to taking any action. So you will follow the path of dharma. Okay? When it comes to execution of your plans, when it comes to being engaged in any sort of actions and karmas, you will always stick to the path of dharma. So this is a very good placement actually. So when the 9th Lord is in the 10th house, and somehow the 10th Lord is also connected to the 9th house, if that happens, then it is a dharma karma adhipati yoga. Okay? So it's a very auspicious yoga. If both the houses have some connection with each other, 9th house and 10th house, 9th Lord and 10th Lord. So even if only the 9th house is there in the 10th, 9th Lord is in the 10th house, then also you will be very dutiful in your day-to-day work. Okay, you'll be very dedicated towards your profession. You'll be very accountable. All right, you'll be very honest when it comes to your profession, and that will, your honesty, your dedication, your ability to work hard, to focus on your goals, okay, will enable you to become very fortunate because of your profession, and you will also end up gaining wealth. So this will happen when the 10th Lord is in the 9th house. 10th house, when the 9th Lord, is in the 10th house. The 10th house is also the house of, your reputation in society. It is connected to your public image, 10th house. So if 9th Lord is well placed in the 10th house, and somehow if 10th house is also connected to a very powerful Sun, Rahu, or you have to look at other placements also. Then you could also be you could be successful even in the field of politics, because you will have a very your image in public will be such that because of your image in public you'll become prosperous. So if you have a very positive image, a very positive public image if you have, so that can also enable you to become fortunate. So you could do very well in the field of politics. You could you could reach very high positions in organizations. You could be in very high administrative positions also, if you're associated with organizations. If you're doing any sort of independent business also, you could be very fortunate. Whatever you do actually, when you have the 9th Lord in the 10th house, whether you're into any sort of job, whether you're doing any business, whatever is your work, if you are focusing on your knowledge, on your duty, if you are also, because this is part of the Earth trine, so if you're focusing on your day-to-day hard work. You will believe in hard work also. Okay, so ninth lord is connected to our beliefs, our principles, and 10th house is the house of hard work. So you will believe in hard work, and you will be dedicated towards your work, and that will enable you to become very fortunate, very prosperous in life, no matter whatever be the field. I mean, you could be associated with any field of profession. You will do very well. Okay, you can make use of your higher knowledge in your profession. Yes, that is also possible. Now let's move on to what will happen when the ninth lord will be in the 11th house. So when the ninth lord is in the 11th house, it has moved 3 places away from its own house. Okay, so this shows that when the ninth lord is in the 11th house, your communication skills you can use your communication skills in networking with people who belong to your social circle. Okay, and that will also enable you to become successful in life. All right, your elder siblings may be very fortunate. It's possible. You should be dutiful towards your elder siblings. All right, you may even gain from your elder siblings. All right, they may bring good luck to you. It's possible. You may gain from the people in your social circle. You may have great followers. You may have many followers. You may also have great social media followers. Okay, because of them you can gain and become prosperous in life. You can gain wealth. You can develop your image in society, and you can you can gain good reputation. You can gain wealth, even material possessions. All your desires can be fulfilled. It's possible when you have the ninth lord in the 11th house. That means you will be lucky enough to gain in life. Gain, 11th house is the house of gains from your work, gains from your profession, gains from your connections, gains from your social circle, gains from everything, from all interpersonal relationships, gains from your people who are following you, maybe even on social media. So you will gain from everywhere when you have ninth lord in the 11th house actually. Okay, but yes, one thing is also true, 3 places away from its original house. So you have to be willing to make efforts. Then only you will gain. You will gain. There is no doubt. You will gain, but you have to make efforts. Okay, you have to make efforts. You have to use your intelligence, make efforts, connect with people. Okay, form good networks with people. All right, and maintain good relationship with all those people who are connected to maybe your business or people in your social circle. So if you are maintaining a good relationship with all of them, a cordial relationship, if you are then you will see over time you will become very fortunate. Maybe people will want to collaborate with you. Okay, they will want to collaborate with you, and you can even rise further because of those collaborations. Okay, maybe many organizations may want to hire you because of your knowledge. Anything is possible. So yeah, I mean, and because of your associations with such organizations, with such people, with such well-wishers, with such social network, you can rise in life and become more fortunate. That is also possible. All right, but yes, when the ninth lord is in the 11th house, because 11th house is part of the trine of desires, the Kama Trikona. So you must have that desire to chase your targets and goals in life. Set realistic goals for yourself. When ninth lord will be more or less well placed in the 11th house, you will set realistic, achievable goals also, because you have that ninth lord in the 11th house. You will, if it is well placed, you will have that sense of judgment, you will have that knowledge, and you will set realistic goals and targets, and you will chase those targets. because you have a desire to rise in life. So you have to chase your desires. You have to make efforts. You have to be willing to make efforts to chase your goals so that you can fulfill your desires. And if you do that, no one can stop you. You'll be very fortunate, because the Lord of Fortune is in the house of gains. So you'll become fortunate in life because of all those gains. Okay? So yeah, all those gains from people, yes, with whom you're associated, gains from your profession, and so on. Alright? Okay, now let's move on to the final placement. What will happen when the 9th Lord is in the 12th house? So the 9th Lord has moved 4 places away from its original placement, and 12th house is part of the moksha trine. So you can trine connected to liberation, moksha, spirituality. You can go into occult field of knowledge. You can go into spirituality, spiritual practices. Okay, you can be a very good psychologist, because this is again the trine of intuition. You can be a very good psychologist. You can also do well in research when you have 9th Lord in the 12th house. If you go to a foreign land, you will prosper a lot. You can become more fortunate if you settle down in a foreign land. So if during any dasha of a favorable planet which is favoring foreign settlement, so definitely if you get the opportunity, you should try to settle down in a foreign land. That will make you very fortunate. All right? 12th house is part of the moksha trine. This is the trine also which is connected not just to intuition but also to creativity. So you can become very fortunate in life because of your creative abilities, artistic abilities, because of your intuition, because of your ability to connect with divine energies through meditation. You can also be charitable. You should be charitable. First of all, you need to focus definitely on your growth, on your own growth, upgrading your own knowledge. And then later on you should be charitable also. When you move towards charity, okay, and you are charitable to the 12th house is the house of charity, you are charitable and compassionate to the downtrodden, you will see a rise in your fortune because of that. Eventually your fortune will rise even further if you're charitable. Okay? So yeah, 12th house is also the Dusthana, or considered to be a so-called malefic house. So if you do not get the opportunity to move to a foreign land, or if you're not connected to occult field of knowledge or psychology, then definitely you may encounter obstacles in rise of fortune, obstacles in attaining good fortune. This can happen, okay, because this is a so-called malefic house, 12th house. That is why you need to understand the energy of this house, that you have to move, for higher education. 9th Lord has moved 4 places away from its own placement. So 4 places away, that means you should travel to attain higher education. If it is possible for you to move to a foreign land and acquire higher education, you should do that. Okay? If it is not possible for you to move to a foreign land, then acquire education in any field which is connected to intuition or research. So you can acquire higher education in medical science. Okay? Going into the field of surgery will be very good. Okay? Or you go into any sort of investigation connected to medical science. You can go into any field of research for higher studies. It will be very good for you if the 9th Lord is in the 12th house. You can go into psychology. 12th house is also connected to the subconscious mind. So you go into psychology. Okay, any type of psychology. It could be clinical psychology, it could be educational. Go into psychology for higher studies. If you can't move to a foreign land for higher studies, then try to engage in higher studies in these fields. These fields, even technology, engineering also. Engineering is also definitely connected to in-depth study and research. Technology is also connected to definitely some sort of research, investigation. Even I would say any sort of investigation, even the field of law, when you have 9th lord in the 12th house, because 12th house is just, it is 5th from the 8th house, so they are entwined to each other. So 12th house is also connected to investigation, research. It is also connected to intuition, definitely. Okay, so yeah, then 9th lord in the 12th house, you may be somehow distanced from your father, it's possible. Okay, but you should be dutiful towards your father. 9th lord, the lord of fortune and religion, is moving to the house of spirituality. So if you want to acquire higher studies in the field of religion, philosophy, so that you can connect with divine energies, if you want to, because 12th, the original 12th lord is also Jupiter. Natural 9th lord is Jupiter, and natural 12th lord is also Jupiter. So in a way, Jupiter is going also again, the 9th lord, the natural Jupiter, is going to its own house. Okay, so it is very good for moving into any sort of sadhana, worship, religious practices, even spiritual practices. It's very good for going into meditation, yoga. Okay, all these fields are very good. All these, you can get into any of these fields. Okay, you can be a guide to others when you have 9th lord in the 12th house. Your knowledge, you're imparting your knowledge to others. 12th house is the house of giving, sharing, charity. So you are sharing your knowledge to others. That is also possible when you have 9th lord in the 12th house. Okay, then you have a sense of duty. Okay, you have a sense of duty towards, you can say, like, this is 12th house is also the house of charity, so definitely you may feel that you definitely should be charitable to the downtrodden. You may feel that it is your duty to be kind to them, to look out for them. Okay, so you will even, you may even go out of your way to help the unprivileged. So that is also something which you should do. Yes, because this is part of the moksha trine. Okay, the more you believe in sharing your knowledge, the more you believe in charity, the more you believe in connecting with the divine through meditation or other spiritual or religious practices, the more you become fortunate in life, and the more you become prosperous in life. Okay, so you can acquire higher knowledge, okay, in the field of religion or spirituality. So you can be a very good astrologer when you have 9th lord in the 12th house. You can move into any field of occult knowledge. You can be a very successful astrologer. You can be a very good healer when you have 9th lord in the 12th house. All right, so yes friends, all these things you can say when the 9th lord is placed in the 12th house, and eventually it is through your higher knowledge, your ability to connect with higher energies through meditation, it can also enable you to attain self-realization. That is also possible. But if you get the opportunity to move to foreign land, you should definitely go. You'll be very fortunate if you go and settle down in a foreign land. Okay, so that will make you very fortunate. Even if you are engaged in foreign transactions, okay, in your business, you will see you will benefit more from your foreign transactions. All right, okay friends, that was my take on 9th lord in each of the 12 houses of your birth chart. If you want consultation, you can text or WhatsApp me. Details are there in the video description. And also friends, do like, share, subscribe, okay, and support this channel of yours. And yes, Jupiter is the natural 9th lord. Okay, So Jupiter is a planet of knowledge, duty. Okay, so Jupiter also represents not just our teachers and gurus, but also our elders and parents, who are our first guru. So we should always respect our elders. We should take care of them. We should respect our elders and parents. That is the best remedy for Jupiter. Okay, and yes, be charitable to the downtrodden, to the unprivileged. Okay, be kind to all animals, birds and creatures. Thank you so much.